Hello, 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 and welcome back to Talking to Tequila with Chloe, with me, Chloe. And today we have a special episode where you actually see the aftermath of me being dragged the hell back. Okay, I'm back in Annapolis, as you can see by my exquisite pine background, by my cozy, comfy blanket, and by my pajama-like attire. Now, of course, if you're listening only, why did I say it? Only, 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 only. If you're just listening, then you haven't seen any of this. And for that, I applaud you. Because let me tell you something. I am recording at 9:54 p.m. after my shift. And honey, I'm fired the fuck up. I'm revved up. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just had 12 hours in the trenches, honey, fighting for my life. Normally what I do for you guys, and by the way, buckle up, because today we're going a little bit in a different route. Normally I'm like this, buckle up, girls and guys. But let me tell you something. Today, I have to just be my realest, most true form, okay? I'm in Annapolis. I am at work. It was a busy day, honey. Busy. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But of course, I love recording for you guys. It's my favorite. You're the best. It's my reprieve. But I would be remiss to not mention that I look like hell. I look like hell in a handbasket. I look like I got rode hard and put away wet. I look like you put me in a Ziploc bag and didn't close the bag all the way. I look like those before and afters of plastic surgery photos. I look like when you mix a little bit of cream into your macaroni and cheese and then mix it all up. And it's just a big pile of shit in your bowl. And not that I necessarily care, but I'm just saying, I feel like I normally give you guys a real treat. Like my hair is done, my makeup's done, all this. I'm a cute girl. And today, I'm visually your worst nightmare. Visually, I'm a nightmare. Okay? I look like one of the ghosts in, what's that movie? I See Dead People. That's who I look like. One of those ghosts. And I will tell you this. I was talking to my dad on the phone. And guess what else I'm doing today? I'm having bad posture. Lock me up. Lock me up. And guess what else? I got my fucking batwing arms out today. And I don't give a shit. Do you understand me? I'm just surviving right now. That's what I'm doing today. I'm surviving. Okay, let me calm down a little bit. Let me give you a rundown real quick of the week. I'm in Annapolis and I'm working 3 days. Wait, okay, hold on. Can we regroup for a second? See, I'm not going to record many episodes after work and I because my mind is kind of frayed. So let me kind of do like a little impromptu kind of restart here for a second. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Talking to Tequila. Happy Wednesday. And with me, Chloe. That's me. Okay. This week, we are covering our New Year's resolutions. Yes, it's that time, honey. I asked you to write New Year's resolutions. I'll give you yours. You give me mine. I have a big, exciting week coming up. Something really exquisite's happening that has never happened to me before in my life that does have to do with being an influencer and a content creator. So yeah, it's like kind of crazy. I'll give you that information. We're going with tequila time. Anna Kendricks, famous 3 words. James Kennedy, what a fucking loser. And Real Housewives of Atlanta is back. Shamia, I love you. Now, after that, we'll get into the Summer House recap, and I have many thoughts. First and foremost, let me tell you what's going on this week. I'm going to New York City, baby. I'm going to New York City Wednesday and Thursday. And I got big plans, honey, because guess what? While I'm going to New York, guess what I'm doing? I am meeting one of... Oh my God. My ice maker just dropped ice and I thought I was being robbed. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God, my fridge. Why must it be literally every week I cannot have peace? Every week I cannot have peace. If it's not this, it's that. If it's not February 18th, it's the ice maker. Now let me say, of course I'm appreciative that I even have ice coming out of a fridge. That's freaking crazy. But I would like to say, it was a little bit noisy and I'm already on edge, as you guys can tell. It's not that I'm on edge. It's just like, you don't understand, like when you're working in the hospital, like you're almost like in defense mode. Like you're waiting for the next problem. And then I got to come back here and be demure and be cute and be mindful and be cutesy. And it's like, honey, I just been in fight and flight for the last 8 hours. I can't be demure. I can barely be civilized. I can barely be civilized. And not to mention, on my car ride home, tonight might just be a stream of consciousness. On my car ride home, I'm talking to my dad. And what do we get on the topic of? Elon fucking loser and Donald fucking dumb. Okay? And then that got me fired up. And my dad's a good guy. He's trying to keep me a sane woman. And he's like, you can disagree and you can resist, but don't hate. Like, just don't hate. And I'm like this, well, I fucking hate him. I didn't swear because I'm not going to swear to my dad. But like, I'm like, I fucking hate them. I hate them. And I'm trying to be demure because I'm trying to like not be too testy. And I'm trying to, make my podcast an escape. And I'm trying to lay off the politics because every motherfucking person in my goddamn life tells me to shut the fuck up about it. Not every person, but a lot of them. And I'm like, okay, have I totally fucking lost it? Have I lost it? Am I in a delusional world where we're not actually in danger? Because goddamn, everyone's telling me to lay the fuck off. So I'm like, let me be this cutesy demure. And I want to be an escapism for you guys, right? And I already said, sad's not going to keep us safe. We're not going to be sad anymore. But if we want to be fucking pissed, then we're going to be fucking pissed. And it's like, I guess I don't fucking know. I think I'm delusional. I think I'm delusional. I mean, I must be. Because it seems to me like everyone is just like, be floaty, be flippy, be floppy. And I'm like, okay, well, I got a fucking rod up my ass about this shit. So I'm standing at attention. And yeah, my arm just fucking jiggle. I don't care. Now let me tell you about my week. I'm going to New York City. And this brand, one of my favorite brands, one of my most organically used brands, one of my brands that I'm always rocking with, one of my brands that's in my daily repertoire is like, hey girl. And I was like, hey. And they're like, you want to meet us and like meet up? You want to film some content? You want to come to the offices? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then they're like this, you want to get dinner after? Like, I'm sorry. Like, who am I? Am I ascending to another level of content creation? I feel like there's kind of levels. The first is like creating and actually no one knows who the hell you are. And then there's a level where some people are like, oh, I saw the other video you made. It was funny. And then there's a level of like, kind of recognize, like maybe you see your name on a different page, or maybe people tag you, or maybe like, someone's talking about you, like a different podcast is talking about you. And like, people are like, oh yeah, like that's our favorite content. That's our favorite comfort creator. And you're like, oh wait, hold on. They consider me a comfort creator? Oh my God. I just thought I was some chick doing shit. Okay. okay. But then I feel like there's a next level after that where a brand is like, want to have a relationship? In that, I think I'm entering into, which is cool because the one thing I like about this brand, I don't know how much, I think they must see my content like regularly because they follow me. And I think I can say the name. I'm just like kind of scared. I think I'll like wait to say it until the day I'm with them, which will be Thursday. But I'm kind of like, well, they must see me posting like all my political bullshit and they still don't care and they still like me and they still want to rock with me. That's the one thing that really annoyed me and pissed me off about Michaela Narango and all these other influencers. It's like I cannot believe some of these, you either voted for MAGA, you don't care, and you're like, it doesn't affect me, it's not part of my life, or you care and you're too scared of losing your audience and your income, so you just keep your fucking mouth shut. All three of those options I think are fucking abysmal bullshit. Deep down, low, dirty. I'm sorry. If you got 1 million plus followers, what the fuck are you doing? If any of those three, like outside of you literally just liking MAGA and like liking that shit, what the fuck are you doing? And I heard an influencer say this week, like, and I actually like this guy, and he wasn't talking about politics at all, I don't think. He was like, it's kind of the best when you're a smaller creator because you can post anything you want. Like there's no standard to uphold. Like your page really is you. And then like when you get more followers, like there's more of an expectation. I don't have 1 million followers, so I can't give too much of an input on that. But what I know about my personality and my soul is I would never view having 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 million followers as like a golden cage of like, now I have to kind of like abide by them or like be co-signed by them. Like I'm assuming if you are one of my 2 or 3 or 4 million followers, it's because you know I'm fucking a psychotic, raging freak of nature, literally just say what I want when I want, stand up for what I believe in, have principles and values that I respect. And like, you can either follow me for those things or not. You might also follow me for my eating. You might also follow me for my quirky personality. You might also follow me for my dancing. You might also follow me for my hot takes. But in general, if you follow me, you know I'm gonna say what the hell it is, especially politically. So when people who have these huge fucking followings don't say a goddamn word, it annoys me. And then I go, well, okay, so they don't want to be like smashed by a brand. But then I'm saying what I want to say. I'm following my heart. I'm following my soul. And I still have, this is a big ass brand. They're in Sephora. They're in Ulta. They're big. They're big time, honey. And like, they're still like, hey girl, hey girly, want to get dinner? And I'm like, hey, honey, yes, I love you. Like, I love you deeply. So I'm really excited about that. I still have to do my nails tonight. I still have to do self-tanner. It's 10:07 p.m. I need to be in bed by midnight at the latest. And maybe I won't do self-tanner. I don't know. But I definitely need to do my nails. So that's all I have to say, I guess, about the New York trip right now, other than like, I'm really excited. I feel really blessed. I feel like this is like another step in the level of like my content creation career. And you guys all know, like, if I really take off, you know, I'm giving you 5 days a week podcasts. You understand me? Live tours. Okay. And I want to say one other thing about like content creators. I don't even know if it's about content creators. It's just about, I guess, this whole realm of what I'm speaking about in this moment right now. There's what I believe is like this kind of like hush hush, like scared world of influencers where they don't speak their mind. They don't say what they want to say, or they say what they want to say about like shit that doesn't fucking matter. Like, I'm kind of in a fuck it mode tonight. Like, maybe I will start recording at night because I have nothing to lose and my mind isn't working well enough for me to not get myself in trouble. But like, even Tana Mojo, like, she says whatever she wants to say. She says what's on her mind. She's unapologetic. She's uncancelable. The canceled podcast because you can't cancel her. You don't have a fucking thought or opinion on the Trump administration? I mean, and I don't know if she said one thing one time in some clip that I never saw, but I'm talking, if you're tens of millions of followers, why aren't you talking shit daily? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, you guys have these huge fucking platforms and you're either like MAGA and that's why you're not saying shit, or you don't like him and you just are keeping your fucking mouth shut. Like, do you guys have no minorities in your life? Do you have no one on Social Security in your life? Do you have no one on Medicaid in your life? Do you know no child that was raised with SNAP? Like, I just don't understand. And if you come back and you're like, oh, well, actually, I was on, or SNAP is for what? The food stamps and then CHIP. Like, and if you come back and you're like, well, I was on CHIP. So yeah, like, yeah, but, okay, so why the fuck aren't you saying anything? Like, it just boggles my fucking mind, to be honest with you. And then I see people like Gabby, who was just on the Traders, who just married her partner, who's coming up, who's the new hottest thing, according to Dave Portnoy's DMs. And guess what I see on her podcast? And by the way, thank you, Gabby. You inspired me tonight because I always do my hair. I always do my makeup. I always do all this shit. But I knew I was coming home from a shift, rode hard and put away wet. And I was like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do my hair? Should I do my makeup? And then I saw a clip of Gabby because I guess she has a podcast. And she's like one of the quirky girls that's making it in this entertainment world right now. She was just on the Trader. She's the hottest thing out right now. And I see her with sunglasses on. I don't know if she has makeup on or not underneath it. You can't see her damn eyes. So let's say makeup free, sunglasses on. And she's talking about Trump. She's like, we got a fucking psychopath running the country, people. So I just don't understand why some people, I mean, she was on the fucking Bachelorette, for Christ's sakes. And she's saying shit. And that's why I'm happy she's getting her shine. Like, yes, thank you. Finally, someone's on the come up and they're not fucking petrified to speak one thing because they might lose a 45% of their racist audience. Like, if you come on and listen to my show and I say, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Elon Musk, and that makes you want to unfollow me, then you probably weren't meant to be a long-term listener of mine anyways. Because if that offends you, then I think a lot of other shit that I'm going to say is going to offend you. You know what I mean? Like, when I say offend you, I don't mean like, you're going to find out, you know, I said, like, what I'm trying to say is the things that would offend you that I say are like literally pro-choice. Trans people deserve rights. Trans people exist. Like, that would probably offend you. So it's just better that I blatantly say it. Like, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Putin. Fuck all the losers at the Conservative National Convention that did Hail Hitlers. Fuck all of you. And then that should clean it up, right? That should get out who needs to get out. And I don't really care anymore because, like I said on one of my TikToks, I lost like 40% of my listeners when I came on after the inauguration and originally said Donald Trump. Lost them, never got them back. I don't give literally a fuck. Do you think I'm going to be proud of myself in 40 years from now when some kid's like, oh, but why didn't you speak out? And I'm like, well, don't you see, Timmy? I did, and then I lost 45% of my podcast listeners. So I reeled it back in. And that's why we're in fascist America. But I got my listeners. No. Good God, who knew I was going to go off on that tangent? And I'm sure I'll be yelled at by 900 people telling me I need to be more lighthearted, and I need to be an escape, and I need to be and I can't fear monger. But guess what? It's fucking scary out there. And we're allowed to be scared. We're not allowed to be sad though, because what's the saying? Sad don't keep us safe. Become a big fucking flaming bitch. That's what's going to help us. Now, let's go through our New Year's resolutions. Basically, this is what I figured out. We have about 10 months in the year left right now, which, it's a few days into March. So it's like 9.5 technically. But we're doing New Year's resolutions because we're trying to keep our minds a little bit busy. See how like right now my mind is spiraling? Maybe I didn't keep my mind busy today. Actually, I did. I was burnt out. I had a long day at work. So I want to read. This is my New Year's resolutions. Some of them are corny. Some of them aren't. But there is not that many. But here's the thing. Okay. New Year's resolution 1. Read 10 book. Sometimes I talk and my voice doesn't come out of my mouth. Sometimes I talk and my voice comes out of my nose. And I don't know why that happens. But let me say that again. I'm going to read 10 books this year. That's basically 1 book a month for the rest of the month. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Next, I would like to grow an ass. One way or the other, except for, of course, a BBL. I'm not interested in that. And if I'm going to get surgery, it's going to be a damn neck lift. You know what I mean? My neck is out of control. Next. Oh, wait. So basically growing an ass, I think I'm going to start working out. Absolute torture me. I might have to start fucking snorting like pre-workout. Not really, but like I hate working out. I just want to relax. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to go to Armstrong's for dinner. I want to talk shit with the girlies. I want to drink a margarita. I want to get a guacamole. And I just want to relax. But no, I have to work out because I have no fucking ass. I'm actually rectangular. Do you understand what that's like, being rectangular? Do you understand being the shape of an apple for 10 years because you're morbidly obese and then you lose 141 pounds only to find out you're a fucking rectangle? Do you have any idea what that's like? It's going to be a very small population that does. But at last, I am rectangular. So what I need to do is go to the gym, which leads into my next resolution. I am going to try to work out 100 days this year. I think I'm already like really far into the year. So I think that's going to be kind of fucking torture. So it can be like in a gym. It can be in my home. It can be like in front of a TV program. It can be in front of a YouTube, whatever. I might even get a little stepper because I saw those stepper things and I think that helps you grow an ass. But nevertheless, I'm going to be growing an ass. Okay, next. I'm going to do an excursion once a month. An excursion can be a wide variety of things. An excursion could be literally just going to McConnell's Mill, which is like a little waterfall thing in Pennsylvania. It could be going to Moraine State Park, which is also a pretty place. It could be going to, what do they call it? Sprunger's, when you go into the caves, spelunking. Now, I won't be technically spelunking because I'm not going to be crawling in holes, but there's like these caves down like an hour from Pittsburgh that you can go in. The museum, the science center, anything outside the norm, I'm going to count as an excursion. Okay? Okay. And lastly, I would like to be going extrovertedly out of my way to help someone 4 times this year. Okay? I don't mean that if an old lady's lost in the hospital and I walk her to the lobby, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like volunteering at a soup kitchen, volunteering at Animal Friends, like finding out some family is in need of like backpacks for their kids' school this year. Even like, I don't know, just stuff like that. And I'm not good at stuff like that because it makes me nervous because I feel like, I just feel like I'm like, I'm like that kind of person that like catastrophizes. And I'm sorry, I just said like 10 times. And I know this is a podcast. I'm really trying hard not to say like a lot. So I do apologize. But I just think that I plan and plan and plan and plan. And then I'm so scared of not doing something perfectly. I never end up doing it. Like, I'm like, but what do I mean? So like, but what soup kitchen and how and da-da. And I like spend 900 hours reading into it. And then I'm like, don't ever do it. I'm like paralyzed in fear for some reason. I'm like a possum. Okay. Now let's get into tequila time. Ratataratata. Ha! Ratataratata. 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 Okay. I just took a sip of water. I'm so sorry. I'm really dehydrated from my shift. Let's go with the first and most obvious tequila time. If you don't know, A Simple Favor 2 premiere was this week. That's with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. Now, I do have a conspiracy theory about this movie dropping because I feel like the trajectory of A Simple Favor 2 was like a month ago. They were like, oh, hey, no, like A Simple Favor 2 is like totally happening. Like we have it all planned and everything. And like it's even filmed. And then like 1 month later, they're like, surprise, it's here, premiere. And I feel like that's because this is a conspiracy theory. Blake and Ryan wanted to expedite it because they wanted to get that next movie pushed out so that it's like Blake's last movie it ends with us. Like it's not this direct association with like her most recent movie with the controversy. Like it's like getting more movies under your belt to kind of like distance yourself from the controversy. Because I just feel like all of a sudden A Simple Favor 2 launched. Okay. Now, this is exactly what happened. There's always been a little bit of there's been some commentary that like Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively don't like each other. And while that never really mattered before, now with the Justin Baldoni drama, it's like, oh, so is Blake Lively just a nightmare to work with? And people are like, oh no, like Anna Kendrick, like no, like I'm sure she likes working with her, but there was always been some tea that like maybe she doesn't. So this is exactly what they were at the premiere. Anna Kendrick was like shaking hands with fans and like, you know, when they go up to like the wall of people and they're like, hi, 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 hi. Someone says to Anna Kendrick, what does it mean to be working with Blake again? Anna Kendrick kind of like dead face, doesn't flinch, doesn't move, doesn't anything, and just keeps walking and goes, oh, you know, that's it. That's all she said. That's all she said. And this is what I'm going to leave it at because I kind of want to add to the dramatics of that statement. That meant something. That meant something. With the controversy going on, with the drama going on, it was like a little like, you. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now, next in tequila time, I would really like to talk about one of the biggest losers on the internet right now, one of the biggest losers on the face of entertainment, and one of the biggest losers in the male generation, and that is James Kennedy. And while I'm not just going to give him smoke on this segment, I will also be giving 2 other losers smoke. Let me just give you a layout of what happened. James Kennedy is a ex-cast member of Bravo TV's Vanderpump Rules. And why I say ex-cast member is because they recently just decided to either cancel, they're recasting the entire Vanderpump Rules. Every single person from the old cast is done. Now, James Kennedy has been on for several seasons. He's always been slightly controversial. He is quite charming and quite funny. And that kind of always excused his behavior of being basically a pseudo-abusive fuckboy. There's been many fights that have aired with him. He is really quite disrespectful to women, cusses women out. He was actually arrested for assaulting his ex-girlfriend Allie this summer, which Allie said it was a misunderstanding, but a short time later, him and Allie broke up. One of his other exes, Kristen Doty, said that she'll never actually say what went on, but like she basically said read between the lines. And while James's charming attitude has normally got him out of most of his problems, let me tell you something. He posted a picture this week with the Tate Brothers. Now, let me tell you a little something about the Tate Brothers. The Tate Brothers are two men who have built an online career being a red-pilled, Republican, MAGA-minded, loser, absolute pipsqueak, balding, fuckface losers. They do online seminars on how to be a real man, and online seminars on how to manipulate women, and online seminars on how to lie to women to steal from them. They are basically, I don't even know where to start with the Tate Brothers if you're unfamiliar with them. Outside of them being online and doing the podcast rotation where they basically go on and say men can be disrespectful, they can cheat, they can abuse, they can hit. How else is a woman going to learn? The most vulgar, disgusting, vile men. Not only is that their claim to fame, they were running, and I'm going to get maybe some of the details wrong, but essentially they were running like a sex phone operation in a different country, Romania, I believe. And they would do these seminars on how to lie to the women, to take money from them, exactly how to lie to them. You tell them that it's $10 a minute, but really it's $20 a minute. So off the bat, you're getting a 50% increase. And then you tell them that you could file their taxes for them and you could pay their taxes for them if they just give you 20% of their income. Then you'll take care of the taxes for them. That's then a 12% increase in benefit off of them. And then you say there's a management fee of 15%. Oh, and by the way, never pay the taxes. Fuck them. They can deal with it later themselves. We don't care. We don't give a fuck about women. And then at the end of the day, if a phone call is $20 a minute, you're only paying that bitch for. That is literally their sentiment. If you look them up online, that is their sentiment. Not only that, their house was then raided and they were arrested for essentially sex slaving. Like these women were locked in their basement, prisoners who were running their sex phone line. They were arrested and being held in for trial for being sex slave owners. Allegedly, in my opinion. And then Donald Trump, fucking loser bitch Donald Trump, worked with their government to pardon them and let them come to America, or not pardon them, let them wait in America for their trial instead of the jail cell. So Trump, who's like a thin blue line, the people, the youngs, the criminals, we've got to get rid of. Oh, get a load of this. Trump, who wants to deport all the Mexicans because they're criminals, then extradites two criminals who are awaiting sex slave charges. Because I guess criminals are only bad if they're black or Mexican. But if they're tall and 6'4" and alpha brain and talk about how women should go fuck themselves, then you can come chill in our country. So with all that being said, which now they're in Florida by the motherfucking way. I hope no kids are listening. Okay. James Kennedy's at some party and poses with the Tate brothers and takes a photo with them and posts it with a big, ugly grin on his face. Okay. And by the way, I know I'm being unhinged, and I know a few episodes ago I said I was in my villain era, and then I said I'm trying to be demure, and then I said I'm going to lift us up, and I will continue to do that, but I'm sorry, not tonight, not today. I was trying to be a demure, cute girl to kind of like, cater to growing my audience, but guess what? If you don't like what the fuck I'm saying about James Kennedy, then you're not fucking welcome here anyways. And if you don't like what I'm saying about the Tate brothers, then go fuck yourself too. So anyways, James Kennedy, and by the way, with all that being said, I know 99.9% of my followers are absolute passing the vibe check, part of Slay Nation, girlies, I love you. And by the way, I'm kind of talking to no one right now because essentially if you are listening to my podcast, I already know you passed the vibe check and I already know you're a normal person. So I'm kind of just like yelling, actually what I'm doing is just like getting out frustration and you guys are my sounding board, but I also know you guys don't fuck with any of these people. I'm totally aware of that. So James Kennedy posts a photo with the Tate brothers with a big, dumb, ugly smile on his face. And then, of course, the entire internet absolutely loses their shit. And then he comes crying with his tails between his legs and he posts a statement on his Instagram. Because he's British, I deeply regret posting the Tate brothers. I deeply regret it. I didn't know who they were. I'm so sorry. Let me tell you something. I'm so sick of the lies. I'm so sick of the gaslighting. I'm so sick of the assumption that we are all just naive, dumb ding-dongs. James Kennedy, let me give you a news flash. You're not even a millennial. You're a generation below the millennials. Guess what that means? You're in the generation with their fucking phones glued to their hands. That's including me. I'm a millennial and I have my phone glued to my hand. You are part of not only the generation of social media and of visual podcasting, you're also part of the generation that lives in LA, who literally has the finger on the pulse of literally the world of the internet. You are from LA, you're a man, you are part of a generation where you are constantly consuming content, and you expect me to believe that you don't know the Tate brothers? I know the Tate brothers. And if you didn't know the Tate brothers, why did you post a picture of them on social media? Because if you're just saying you thought they were fans or you had no clue who they were, so every photo that you take of fans you post, because if that's the case, your entire Instagram should just be full of fan photos, right? If 100 people take a picture of you a day and you're just posting a fan photo, that should be your entire account. But it's not. You post intentionally. And you posted because you knew the Tate brothers were famous. Well, why did you know they were famous? I'm following the breadcrumbs, James, like a little mouse. And the breadcrumbs lead to you know who the fuck they were. Otherwise, why would you post them? So if me and you take a photo, you gonna post me? No, because I'm not famous yet. So it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of lies. I hope everything he has coming to him, he gets. Guess what? If you are friends, the Tate brothers, they'll talk about how can I say it? Okay, let me censor myself because I don't know where I'm going to post this. The Tate brothers talk about how they grape women, exactly how they do it, the callousness in how they do it, how they hold their mouth shut, If James Kennedy loses everything he has, I wouldn't give a flying fuck. And I hope the Tate brothers do get extradited again. And I hope every single night when they lay their head down on their pillow, they only get to rest for one singular second before Larry, their bunkmate, comes and grabs them from the back. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about these men who continue to apologize and co-sign and think it's cute to fuck around with rapists. And that's why I don't fuck. See, tonight I'm burning it all down. That's why I don't fuck with Theo Von either, because he's talking about how he went to the inauguration with Conor McGregor, and it was such a honor to meet Conor McGregor. How cool. He's so famous. Oh, what an honor to go to the inauguration and hang out with Conor McGregor. And guess what Conor McGregor was found guilty of a month before? Raping a woman so violently, she had to have her tampon surgically removed from her fucking vagina. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He lodged it into her uterus, and they had to take it out surgically after violently raping her. So, fuck Theo Von too. Fuck you if you think it's cool to hang out with rapists because they're your boy or because they're rich or because they're popular. Hello? Why am I explaining why grape is bad in 2025? I don't understand it. Now let's move on to a slightly more upbeat topic. The Real Housewives of Atlanta just premiered, okay? And it was fabulous. It was everything and more that I wanted it to be. It was fresh. It was revigorating. It was rejuvenating. It was an entirely different vibe. It was very really high quality. They have so many new castmates. I think they have Kelly. Gosh, I should have looked up her name. Shamia, Britt. There's all these new girls that bring such a good energy. It seems like the group is really simpatico, not in the sense that they might all get along, but they all seem to be in the same phase of their life, which is so refreshing. Shamia has been Portia's friend for years and years and years on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she is so fabulous. You only ever knew her as Portia's friend and then they upgraded her to friend this year, or to actual full-time housewife. She is so rich. She is so funny. She's so clever. She's so kooky. She says exactly what's on her mind. She was talking about, she's just crazy. She's literally so funny, so cute. And the thing that's really wild is they have essentially, Portia has been the fan favorite housewife forever. She took a big hiatus. She's now back. And the general sentiment or assumption, at least on my end, was that Portia was going to be the highlight of the season. The kind of, everyone is kind of cast around her. They took the friend of Shamia, that's been her friend of forever, and the show's kind of centered around Shamia, which I love. And I don't know how Portia, honestly, I'm just going to be real with you. I don't know how Portia's going to deal with it long term, because I know Portia's a great friend. She loves her friend. She only probably wants to ever see her friend shine. But it would be a little weird having a TV show that heavily, heavily, heavily promoted you as the it girl of the show. And then your friend comes on and she's kind of now the it girl of the show. And I'm sure, obviously Portia's, I don't think it's even a jealousy thing. I just think Portia was gone for so long, and this is the season that she's back, that everyone was going to be the focus is Portia. And now I think we're realizing the focus is kind of Shamia. And I love Shamia. And they were even filming at a strip club today, or this week, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's crazy. A Real Housewives franchise with a scene in a strip club. It's literally unheard of. So I'm really enjoying the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you need a new show to pick up on, I would highly recommend picking up on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. this is season 16, and if you don't want to watch the entire franchise, the way that they're setting up season 16, I don't really think you need to know the background of most of these women or the backstories. I think you can pick up right here with how they have these ladies set up, and you would be totally fine. Now, a quick Summer House recap. We're talking about Summer House episode 4. The new episode, of course, drops tonight. This is last week's episode we're talking about. Now, we had Lindsay's gender reveal. A few things I want to say about that. Danielle is being absolutely intolerable. Danielle is back as a friend of this season, and she's like, because Lindsay did a branded pregnancy reveal, and she's like, is the gender reveal going to be branded too? And it's like, I get that Lindsay's your friend, and Lindsay probably doesn't care, and you're just trying to be like, have a moment, but it's like, it comes off as a little like patronizing, to be honest with you. And then she's like, because Lindsay's fiance is in the house, and she's obviously pregnant with a new man right now. And Danielle's like, well, I don't know about you, but I don't know if Lindsay is that desperate to like make Carl jealous. I'm like paraphrasing. She said it nicer. She's like, but I've never heard of an ex-fiance being in the house with the current guy not in the house for a gender reveal. You got, like, can we be real? Lindsay and her boyfriend already did a gender reveal in the privacy of their own whatever. Like, Lindsay's not announcing a gender reveal without her husband or her boyfriend or her partner. Like, they already know. It's for the show. Can we all just stop acting like we don't know it's all just for the show? Next, Carl was really cute. He participated in the gender reveal. He was running around, being so active, cheering when he found out it was a girl. And I thought it was really cute and endearing. And I thought he was a great sport. I'm really enjoying Carl so far these last few episodes. Of course, Kyle and Paige have their big fight. Kyle had rage texted Paige about her boyfriend and her best friend, Hannah and Craig. Apparently, they had been in the press. There's some disagreements about brandings of alcoholic beverages. And, is that wrong? Is that right? Paige's best friend, Hannah's lying about Kyle in the press. And does she agree with that? And Paige literally loses her cool in the best way, where she's like, I don't have anything to do with this, and you're rage texting me demanding to let you know if I agree with them. Like, this isn't my fight. Like, be an adult, and if you have a problem with them, reach out to them and talk to them like an adult. Don't rage text me demanding an answer from me. Like, I'm not here to be your little like punching bag. And Kyle's like, well, I just think it's pretty two-faced. And of course, Paige has her moment where she turns around and she's like, I'm two-faced. I've managed to stay friends with everyone, even though they don't like each other. I've managed to stay friends with everyone and never talk bad about anyone else to anyone else. And instead of Kyle hearing that and going, I'm hearing what she's saying. Like, she has managed to maintain friendships with multiple people who they don't like each other in different capacities. And like, she has been able to maintain a relationship without betraying anyone else. And instead of hearing that, of course, like a man, he's like, have your moment, Paige. Have your moment. And it's just like so disappointing. It's like, if you just heard what she was saying, you guys could actually probably resolve this. But instead, you just want to view it as like she's a drama queen. And by the way, none of this would even be happening if you didn't rage text her. So like, you had your moment rage texting. It's just so annoying. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode, and it seems like we're really ramping things up. There is that guy that was introduced like last episode that likes to have like, he's like the guy that's like sleeping with all of New York. Why is he on the show? I have heard like literally 2 words from this man, and he's not even listed as a friend of, he's listed as a cast member. I know nothing about this man. I don't understand why he's on the show. But to be honest with you, most of the men outside of Carl are pissing me off this season. So whatever, add it to the list. Hopefully I get to know him and he's a nice guy. I don't know this man. Okay, now to wrap up this week, we're going to announce my Chic C'est la Vie. Ça va, ça va. Where I shout out someone this week that really gave me joy and I wanted to shout out, highlight, and throw a little light on. And that is Shamia from the RHOA Housewives of Atlanta. Honey, you were born to be a star. You were never born to be friend of. You were born to own the screen, honey. Sing to the screen, honey. Show me your house, honey. Show me your hair, honey. Show me everything. Shamia is that girl. She is that moment. She is the future of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if I have it my way, she will be sitting next to Andy at the reunion this year. And if I have it my way, she'll be the center of the promos. I love Shamia. She's funny, she's cute, she's quirky, she's smart, and she's everything, and she's fabulous. And I can't believe she's been on my screen for so many years as Portia's friend of, and I never knew she was such an absolute shining star herself. So for this week's Ça va, chic c'est la vie, ça va, it goes to Shamia. I love you, girl. Now, I will say, I don't know if this episode was a mistake. I don't know if it wasn't a mistake. I normally bite my tongue about these large influencers, but I'm just going to be real. They're pissing me the fuck off. They are. And I don't know what the fucking problem is, but speak up. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of waking up every day, reading the news, reading all this bullshit, reading everything that's going on, and I click on, and all I see is your stupid fucking outfits and your stupid hair and your stupid makeup promos and your stupid podcast clips, and never once is it you saying, fuck Donald Trump. I'm fucking sick of it. And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. You know what? My last episode where I really went off the rails, I said I apologize in advance. And for this episode, I don't. I spoke my truth and I feel good about it. And until next week, bye.